Absolutely. Welcome, everyone, to Coffee with the Kingpins. I am very excited to have Amin Wilder here with us again. Welcome, Amin. How are you today?
Thank you, Feroze, for having me. I'm great. Thank you.
Absolutely. So, on this Sunday, Mother's Day as well, and I think you've been a mother, I mean, in some way, right?
I suppose I think we
Yes.
all have been in one lifetime or another.
That's true. That's true. So, I mean, I would love you to share a little bit about your background for some of the our viewers that have not had the fortune to see our previous interviews. So, give us a little background, and then we'll go on from there.
Okay. So I'm originally from Eastern Europe and I came from Republic of Georgia.
Mhm.
And I've been in US since 1996, so over 30 years. So actually more uh I've been more American than I
Right.
growing up so in the background. Um Yeah, and have done. I do all different works, including clinical hypnosis, and I do a lot of shamanic healing, shamanic work. I work with energies, and pretty much here to serve humanity in one way or another in the healing path for spiritual, emotional, or physical, whichever people are interested in. So, yeah. And I've been in many different states and California, Texas, New Mexico, Massachusetts, and Michigan, and finally here in Florida. And I really like it. I actually feel here for the first time in my life like I'm at home.
Great.
So
Yeah.
it's
The energy of Sarasota, Florida.
yeah. Well, you can't go wrong with
Yeah.
sunshine and palm trees. That's just how I feel.
Yeah. And the energy is I don't know if everyone knows, but Sarasota is one of the most positive energetic vortexes on Earth. So
Yeah.
there's something very special about Sarasota. Yeah. You have also written by now two books, and I
Yes.
love the title of your second book, which is From Source to Skin. That's
Yes.
But before we go to your book of poems, tell us a little bit about your first book, and then I would like you to get into, we spoke about this the other day, about the new service that you are performing.
All right. So the my first book was Beyond the Physical and a spiritual approach to gender identity. And it doesn't necessarily means gender between as a man and a woman. It's actually more exploring a spiritual aspect of divine masculine and divine feminine energies with all of us,
Mhm.
regardless of what your physical gender is.
Right.
And so um, that this book also was very um, a big part of my life and also a very personal, as it's also depicted as a lot of personal information, my upbringing, and also a story about my sister who was going through her own personal transformation and internal and attempted even physical transformation. So, and this book, it took me over 20 years to actually bring into life and finally publish it. And it was because it was so personal, it was really challenging for me to um make it, for people to be accessible and to actually show it to the world. And I had a hard time with that until I shifted my own personal view and tried to separate a little bit myself away from that so it's not so emotionally triggering. um, information for me. And then I just simply focused on as a being, as an observer and a witness rather than a direct participant. And that actually helped me to speed up the process and actually to make the book accessible to the public. So yeah, it's been a long journey.
Okay. And tell us a little bit about I don't know exactly how to pronounce it. The journey that you have brought from Mexico.
Oh, you're talking about the sacred medicine of the toad medicine.
Exactly.
Yeah, yeah. So, well, pretty much everything in my life that I do and I write about, it's very much experiential. And I did mention that in my second book, um, how to that not to take it as a promoting something, but also like it was my personal journey that I went on to help me to expand myself a little bit more. And so I spent some time in Sonora Desert of Mexico with the natives in a tribe, and I was able to do a lot of clearings,
Mhm.
and um, it's part of shadow work. And so it's really important to when you get certain point where you kind of hit that plateau, so to speak, and you need a little bit of a push. So to progress and to move forward, then the medicines that are available to all of us, it's in my opinion, I feel everybody should have access to have that accessible to them in order for them to move forward and their journey, a spiritual journey.
What do you
So,
mean exactly by pile shadow work?
well, when we do a lot of internal work, I'm not saying that you have to do it through the support of medicine, the sacred medicine, whether it's a plant medicine or any other form of medicine. I have tried ayahuasca, and it, quite honestly, I didn't think that that medicine in particular was for me. Um, and so I really wanted to have that additional support on my own journey of my personal evolution, my spiritual evolution.
Right.
And I felt a bit stuck, doing, I've been on this journey since I was 14 years old. And so get that some point where you feel like you need a little push, to move forward and in your personal evolution. And so and then I came across the right people and um, to experience the sacred medicine, the toad medicine, and it's called bufo medicine. And I'm eternally grateful for all the people that I were on my path to show me the way of the medicine and to teach me and um, eventually actually initiated me to be a practitioner for a bufo medicine that I utilize in my healing work right now, where people, after I provide hypnosis sessions and past life regressions and other shamanic modalities and healing, if people are ready and want to proceed and move forward, so there's an option also to experience the bufo. Um,
So, what
and
was
it's
your first experience with bufo medicine? Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, I mean, again, everyone is different,
Yes.
and so it's very personal. So there's no two alikes
Mhm.
ever, because we all in a different path, and it's also in alignment with your higher self and how where your higher self you're allowing you, and if it's possible for you to actually move forward through the medicine, it only allows you so much. So if you're not ready to actually do something or move forward with the medicine, it only going to show you so little. But so my first experience was in Mexico, It was really incredible because perhaps because I've done so much, I don't know, but when I was experiencing it, literally after a few seconds of inhaling the medicine, I literally went off to the source
Mm.
and everything just expanded. And I, in that very short time, which is only 15, 20 minutes of experience, I literally experienced going into this amazingly beautiful light and experiencing absolutely no form. You completely dissolve into nothingness and you are everything at the same time.
Right.
It was so incredible. My senses of hearing and sight, it was so enhanced. And when I even, after I returned into my senses and my awareness of the physicality, like I could see everything in vivid, bright colors, and I could hear everything. And I do have a little bit of a hearing issue. So I
Mm.
was incredibly grateful for to the medicine that allowing me to hear things that I don't normally hear. And
Interesting.
so, yeah, it was really beautiful. And after that, every time I participated in the journey, it was never the same. So every time there's something new and new. And I think the last time that I spent time in Mexico, um, it actually really opened me up so much more. So the medicine is absolutely amazing and it helps a lot of people with PTSD and drug addictions and if you struggling with that, you know. And so there's so many benefits in this beautiful medicine. So I can't say that I highly recommend, but I think it's a very useful tool for those who are ready to, to move forward on their journey.
Great.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about what brought you to write your book From Source to Skin, which is a compilation of poems.
Yeah, so it's the book, it's really interesting because for me, as I was going through my own experiences in my life, um, it just felt like it could be of service to people who are on a similar path. So, and it's based on my inner journey, really. So, moments of awakening and moments of breaking through of the challenges or my life lessons. So, it has three parts to it, and the the source, coming from the source, you and then the skin, and then also returning to your awareness, basically. And each of them are have their own the poems that are specifically for each section that I divided. The source is about the divine and the origin where everything begins. And then flesh part, that second part of the book is the human journey, the duality and our emotions and our relationships, the personal and then with other people, and as well as the shadow work.
Mhm.
And the third part that is the skin, it's an embodiment actually of and bringing that awareness into everyday life. So it's really a circle from spirit into form and into, back into the conscious living. So it's, I think we all experiencing that. And as a being in a human form, we are all going through all of those three parts in our lives. And so for me, as I experienced that, I wanted to put that into book. And There's 113 poems in the book, and I think the shortest ones, the shortest amount of poems, I think there's only seven in part one because it's the source. And so when you're coming from the source, it's like you are just pure light, just all that divine energy. And then you're stepping into the form, the flesh and skin, and that's where all the experiences are um, written out, like how I experience this life.
Well, you were kind enough to give me your book. It's
Yeah,
a beautiful
uh,
cover, and
thank you.
you actually signed it for me. I was wondering, I've read some of the poems, they're really beautiful. I mean,
Thank you.
it truly touches one's heart. So I was wondering, can you choose one and read it for the viewers? There
Yeah,
was one that
actually,
you read that was, that was because it has a melodic feeling and the words just kind of weave into one another and create the story. So beautiful.
well, a lot of this for me, because we are in this interesting time where we feel so disconnected, surrounded by noise, um, and it's so much distraction and disconnect from the heart. And I felt like people were ready and craving something real and something more grounding and something that brings them back, I guess, inward.
Right.
And for me, it was this is the book is basically my way of offering that space, to experience. So I actually chose this poem, "The Light Within,"
Mm-hmm.
and it really was as a reflection of my experience that I had a few years ago. So I will read it to you and to everyone listening. Um, and then if you have questions, I'll definitely go over the story, what was behind it. The poem called "The Light Within." When shadows stretch across the road and burdens press a heavy load, when silence echoes through the night and hope feels distant, out of sight. Know this, dear soul, you are not weak. Your strength runs deeper than you seek. Through storms may rage and hearts may break, the fire within will not forsake. In trials dark and sorrows wait, when doors are closed by hands of fate, turn not to fear, no bow to pain, but look within, there shines a flame, a spark that answers you are more, a force untamed, an endless shore. Not just the flesh, nor bone and skin, but light divine, it dwells within. For hardships shape but do not break the soul that knows the path to take. And when at last you lift your eyes, your spirit soars, it touches the sky. For every fall, for every scar has brought you home to who you are. An ember bright, a beacon tall, a soul that shines beyond it all.
That's beautiful.
Thank you.
And as I said, it kind of weaves in.
Yeah.
Beautiful,
So
beautiful.
this um are very close to my heart because this poem because it came in time when I was going through a very dark place of my life and it was in a very tumultuous relationship and everything just seemed to falling apart and there was no light no matter where I looked and how hard I looked. And so in these moments of uh, despair in a way, because I was in this dark place where I felt there's nothing to life anymore. And something incredible I experienced that night. Um, during the night when I was trying to fall asleep, and I sensed there was some light was filling in the room where I was. So I kind of thought my first thinking as the ego mind jumps in, oh, it's probably lights from the cars passing by on the highway next to the house. And then the light was getting so much brighter, I actually opened my eyes and I couldn't figure it out what was happening inside the room because it was so bright. And then at some point, I realized that the light was actually coming through my skin, through my nostrils, ears, my eyeballs, and I could through my pores, and it was
Right.
just filling up the room. And as I was trying to process what was happening, it probably stayed there for a few moments, and then everything else is then retracted right back into my vessel. It was so incredible. And that made me ponder what just happened. And so I was wondering, like, what I just experienced. And it just dawned on me. In this such a dark place that I was feeling there's no out, and why it's happening to me, and all these things that we question when we are in unhealthy, toxic relationships.
Right.
And so that was a reminder to me who I was as a being of light, as we all are. So that was a reminder of our divinity. So no matter how dark it feels and there's no exit and there's nobody's answering our questions, we all alone in this place. And that was my reminder to me to remember who I am as a light.
Mhm.
And the poem specifically came after that experience to me.
So, do you have a subject in mind and then you sit and put the words together, or is it like a feeling of having a download? Because I write poetry as well.
Yeah.
And actually, the fact that you have published your poems, I'm starting to think maybe I should do mine.
Oh, I
Uh,
definitely.
but the thing is, for me, I suddenly, like, it could be 1 o'clock in the morning, I get this rush of feeling that I need to take, pencil to paper,
Right.
and it just comes. So that's the way. And I mean, obviously, usually, I mean, I think I have written poems when I've been happy, but mostly it's like when you're in a dark place or something has happened or whatever, that kind of is what pushes one. Anyway, yeah. So,
Yeah, the first one that I actually had to write that book because it was to me it was heavy because it was so personal. So I had to write that book. And this one, when I finished the first one, and this was just flowing right through me.
yeah,
So it
great.
was almost like, when the plug was just removed, and then there's a flow of that creative energy just start flowing freely.
Right.
And after the first book, this allowed me to kind of start. It just feels so natural and just so light when it comes
Just
through.
flew.
Yeah,
There was a
but
flow.
these I also want to mention because this is so. I wanted people to feel when they read the book, and I want, this is how I intended, and that's how it came to me, through feeling.
Right.
Because a lot of people, we forgot how to feel, and we always been told to suppress the emotions. The feelings are not good, so that makes you look so weak.
Mm.
And once I realized that the feelings is what makes this journey so much more interesting, that everything just start flowing, and the feelings that as they come, they heal you.
Yeah.
So it helped me a lot. And then in my work now, I mean, I implement. so much of that to and emphasizing people that coming to me for healing. So they start feeling things in order to release that and to be healed.
Right,
So all of these poems are my feelings, how I experiencing this life and my journey here
right,
as a human being. And so now I hope that people would find that as well, that I want them to feel through
right.
each poem something.
So your books are available on Amazon, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So what I will do, of course, I will link, put in your links to Amazon for your books, and also for people to contact you
Oh yeah.
if they so desire to get some service from you. I mean, I've done life regressions with you that were amazing. So thank you, Amin, for being here on this Sunday with us. And thank
Uh,
you for sharing your deep knowledge. Thank you so much.
and really, truly, thank you for allowing me to share this with you because for me, this isn't just a book. Um, it's a piece of my heart that I'm offering to anyone who is ready to remember who they are. And this means a lot to me. So I really, truly appreciate it. Thank you.
Of course, the expression of your soul.
Yes.
Thank you for being with us today. Well, I wish everyone a lovely Sunday. Please, if you enjoy our videos, my interviews, please share with family and friends. Please give us a thumbs up, like, and also a comment goes a long way. Thank you so much. Have a
Thank
great
you.
day. Bye bye.